What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, man, it's been a very long day, but I thought about it, and I'm not going to have any other time besides right now to get this done, so let's go ahead and do that. This is investment review number 3? Yeah, 3. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it's 3. Like, yeah, it is 3 because I have number 4 planned. So this is 3. This one's going over more, it's mostly spells, but it's also a couple traps. This one's going to be really quick, like I said. Not trying to spend too much time on explaining some of this. A lot of it is very self-explanatory. So, like I said, let's just go and get into information. First card that I got up here is a Kujikuri Curse. Now, this one right here is pretty unique because I think it's one of the few level 9 like support cards that are like this. It's pretty much like trade-in, but for level 9s. Send a level 9 money from your hand or face up on the field. So even even if the card's on the field, so you don't have to just send it from the hand. You do that and you draw 2 cards. Very simple. I started investing in these when they were only supers and they got their reprint. But to be honest, this is actually not really that bad. They have a super and then a common. So this, if they release like a level 9 deck, these cards can instantly shoot, especially these supers. They could be like $5 copies. That's something to look forward to. Allure of Darkness. This one's just very simple. No matter what, every time they reprint Allure of Darkness, yep, just pick them up because they always go super low. They start like low, and then they just boom, they just freaking shoot up to like $1.50. Right now, that's what we're seeing. We're not gonna deep dive too much. It's just like, look at this, 267, 204 market price, 187. It's just, these are always hits, especially when they first come out and you're getting them for like quarters or 50 cents. Just pick them up. You could always find yourself at a good amount. Look at that. These supers are $2. But yeah, but of course, the more they print, the less likely it is. But like I said, if you get someone to throw this into a trade, I would just go ahead and do that. Okay, Book of Lunar Eclipse. So this one right here, I thought it would be way more broken. Completely ended up just completely just. I don't want to say it crashed, but it just wasn't going as hard as I thought. But at the same time, this, like, I guess the whole point of this series is not always just to show like everything that's just fully positive. Kind of just show cards that may seem good at one point, but then totally like kind of fall off. I kind of thought that there was gonna be a little more of a use for this card, but there isn't a lot of decks that can really capitalize on that. Capitalize, I guess not, I mean, a lot of decks that could capitalize it, but there's not a lot of decks that could afford to lose that extra resource in the hand. A lot of decks just really want all that stuff in the hand, and yeah, it just kind of becomes a little bit clunky. I have seen, I did want to try this in Flu, because you pretty much get cards sent right back to your hand. So this would be, so Flaunderies would be one of the flu that was horrible. One of the few ways that this one of the few decks that would get enough fodder, as a, just called fodder, to be able to use this card comfortably. But other than that, yeah, it's gonna be very hard to just activate this without feeling like you're losing a lot. Even like Twin Twister, like a lot of people rather just pay the 1,000 life points to get rid of one card, than to sit there and just lose one card. Even though, yeah, I'm just going on a tangent over here. Toy Vendor. This one right here, I'm very disappointed in. I thought I was gonna be able to get a whole, just a nice chunk of change, but no, these just completely fell. They have the commons right here. There's a lot of commons, but these supers right here, I thought these were gonna be like $5. Like I never thought that, like, the fluffles or the edging of whatever, that I never thought any of that was gonna go and be top tier. But I did think that a lot of people who love playing that deck were just gonna kind of flock to the hollow version, and then slowly over time it would rise. It's still a possibility. I'm still gonna ride with it, but yeah, this one right here was very much something that I thought that would rise fast, and has just completely stayed stale. I mean, it was up and then it's fallen. Now it's starting to slightly rise with the first edition, but for the most part, just not really doing anything. The Seal of Orichalcos. This one's straightforward. This one, I'm not really worried about kind of any kind of fluctuation. This is like a very much like an anime card. These are one of the cards where it's like you just you don't really worry about them. You just kind of just You get them over time. This is not something you want to get a whole bunch of copies of, but it is something that if over the course of a few months you see every other binder has a Silver Calcos, just try to find a way to slowly obtain all those Silver Calcos. Like it wouldn't hurt to have a little stack of these, especially if you could get them thrown in as trades. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these, a lot of this stuff that that you're like invest that like I kind of try to invest in. Like I kind of don't want to sit there and be like, all right, let me just get $100 here and just go do this and $100 there. No, it's like more kind of very practical, because like there was like I remember there was very much a time where many years ago when I did not have like the funds I have now, to where I did have to kind of slowly trade up and invest in things, and this is kind of where I found that it's kind of easier to get people to throw in certain cards, especially when you look for them when they're cheap. So that's like one of the cards. This is one of the perfect examples. Like you just never know when out of nowhere everyone's like, hey, I need a Silver Calcos, or maybe maybe it's used in a deck, maybe someone needs it. Not even, I wouldn't say they need it, but they probably just want to have that nostalgia. I would just always want to have the Silver Calcos. Double Evolution Pill. I already see a bit of trending, especially like with the secret rare. It's like it's kind of going everywhere, so it's always kind of moving. But dinosaurs always kind of go, they fall in and out of being good. So I would not want to be caught without him. If you're like a dinosaur player, I wouldn't be caught without him. But if you're someone who wants like somewhat of a cheap card that would be kind of an easy pickup that just kind of makes sense, I would very much go with these. Like I said, these having kind of crashing down. Maybe they might even go even lower. You could probably get, he has 3 at 50 cents. That'd probably be a, if you could find some other stuff to get from him that get with the free shipping. But this is something that's very good. Like I mean, unless it gets like another reprint, if it stays with just the 2 reprints, this would be a very, very good one to have. I'd probably want to have a little stack of these saved up. Constellar Observatory. This is like another iffy draw card. This is a place 1 level 6 monster from your hand or face up on the field to the bottom of the deck. Draw 2 cards. So this one I kind of thought maybe because of the Bistials, a lot of them are level 6, that maybe people would see use for this card, but no, it's kind of just stayed where it's at. This is another card that if you see it, just pick it up, especially if they want to give it away for like very cheap. If you just need to close $1, maybe pick it up, even if even though it's 60, 82 cents. If you just need to close that $1, I would just get it. You never know. You never know what Konami releases. You feel me? Like a perfect example would be the Sacred Sword, the seven swords. Yeah, I'm assuming I said the name wrong, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's pretty much the card that sends a level 7 from your hand to draw 2 cards. That card was like 50 cents. They announced the new Castira, boom, the freaking card goes to like $7, $10 a copy for the super. So like, you just never know. Konami could sit there and say, hey, we want to make a level 6 archetype super broken. This would be the draw card they would use, most likely. You never know. So yeah, like I said, if you get this for a good price, or not even just a good price, if you just get this for someone to throw it in, or find it in someone's bulk and they're willing to give you like maybe like $2 for a set, I would just go ahead and get them. Blizzard. I made a video talking about Blizzard, where especially with the way that people play certain cards, like Blizzard could like really stop a lot of stuff. Like if you're afraid of Dark Ruler No More, Blizzard is just like Blizzard would probably be like the perfect, especially with Dark Ruler No More, because you can't activate any kind of like monster effects in response to it. So by activating Blizzard, it sends it back to your hand, and your opponent can't activate it. So your opponent pretty much won't be able to Dark Ruler No More you until next turn. And it's like, and it kind of completely takes out the whole issue of Dark Ruler No More, to where it's like, bam, that's gone. It's also good against Forbidden Droplet, as long as they don't send a spell. So like, if they want to negate like 2 monsters and they send a monster and a trap, or 2 monsters, then you could just hit Blizzard. The only problem with that is, since a quick play, they could just set it and use it in the next turn. Yeah. So I believe that's how I believe it blocks it for that turn. So like there are a couple of ways that this would be very useful, especially like if they have like a blowout spell card, bam, Blizzard will just take care of it. Especially if it's not a blowout spell card that they could just set and use next turn. So if it's just like a blowout spell card that's like a normal spell or like a field spell, bam, you just hit Blizzard and you're just feeling good. Alright, so the last two slots are here are dedicated to traps. They're pretty much the exact same thing. It's Light Imprisoning Mirror and it's Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. I would not want to be caught without this. They got the Ultra right here. I would be getting them. They'd be getting them. I was at $2. Now they dropped even lower. I kind of think that these are gonna get the allure of darkness treatment to where every single, especially these ones because of the dark. But I think like you just never know. These ones right here are still kind of high. Yeah, 88 cents, 92 cents. It's like these are kind of high for what it is. You get the ultras for way lower, but like I said, just get them now because slowly but surely, once these start going and these start going, then these are gonna start to go to the like the $3 price, and these are gonna start going back to tens. These are gonna stay at really high, but then like I said, slowly these might go to like $5. All of a sudden, it's like $3 commons. You got $5 ultras. That could be the same thing here. This one's going to be a little different because there's not a hardcore light deck, so these are kind of just chilling under the radar. But like I said, there's always a use for stuff like this. These are like perfect floodgates, especially if you're planning to do something where you don't want to deal with the dark, so you play like a fire deck or like a light deck. Do like basically something to where you could just like completely shut your opponent down and not shut yourself down. That's a very rare thing in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's like one thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, or maybe I don't think there's even enough cards in Yu-Gi-Oh right now like that just like completely, like I guess like that have the whole right Geki effect where you activate it and just like completely like affects your opponent. Like a lot of especially like modern day Yu-Gi-Oh effects kind of have the vanity's emptiness treatment to where it it gives both players some kind of like backdraw against you, so these are some of the few cards to where, like, depending on the deck you play, just completely are one-sided to your opponent. So like I said, if you have a chance to get these on the side, I would pick them up. That's it, guys. I said it was going to be quick, and it was quick-ish, but we're going to go ahead and stop there. Thanks, if you made it to the end, thanks for making it to the end. If you like the info here, go ahead and like and subscribe. That's it. Catch you later, and I'll see you guys in the next one.